Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. I did promise you guys that I would be uploading a video every Sunday, and I know today is Monday. I'll be uploading this on Tuesday, which means I missed my own deadline. I mean, it's just a story of my life really. But I had some things going on in my personal life. I wouldn't even say it's my personal life. I just had a bad week last week. I'll get into that a little bit more during the video, but yeah, please accept my apologies. I'll be uploading 2 videos this week, one on Tuesday and then one on Sunday. So please drop any suggestions that you may have in the comment section and I will go through them with a fine-tooth comb. But what I want this video to be is basically just kind of a get ready with me doing my makeup, kind of just talking you through my, I would say day-to-day routine, but I do not put makeup on every day anymore. I used to. I miss that me. But yeah, kind of the products that I absolutely swear by, new products that I might not have tried yet, and just have a general chit chat really. I love our chats. So I put a question box on my Instagram story and I basically just said anything makeup related, anything that you just want to know, or just to catch up. And here I go. Also, rookie error. I mean, this is the fake me, this is the real me. So I had so many questions regarding primer and what's good for dry skin and what's just the best to make your foundation last the day. And I have recently been using the Bobbi Brown face base. And I mean, for me, it works a treat. It's a little bit expensive and to be honest, I've used it to the death, so I'm gonna have to get some more of that. But I also used to use, what the heck is it called? I know it's from NYX. I think I used it in my other makeup video, but Hydra Primer or something like that. But the Hydra Primer by NYX is very good if you don't want to spend too much money. Like, to me, that's as good as some of the expensive ones that I've used. I think it might be about £9. But this one, Bobbi Brown, is really good and it smells nice. I have like oily skin, like here, but then I also get just this random like little dry patches. So if this can work for like dry and oily skin, then you're on to a winner. I'll probably use way too much, which is why I've like tamed that, because I mean I've actually not done anything for like a year, so there is no reason for any of my makeup to be running out. I also know that, I don't know like sizes wise, but Selfridges have got like a gift set of that Bobbi Brown like eye base and face base. So yeah, have a look at that because it looked, I think it was like £50. Also, if you think I keep just like looking off randomly, my mirror's there. And then I also love, oh my god, honestly I look like a broke bitch. I've got nothing. This is the Fix Plus Prep and Prime Spray in lavender. Oh, I don't know what it does, but it just makes me feel like I'm just ready for life. Beauty blenders. How did we ever live without beauty blenders? I don't know. But these are actually fresh out of the washing machine. I saw this hack about like putting them in the microwave. I done that and they done absolutely nothing. So then I just gave up and put them in the washing machine. So this is very bad of me, but I'm actually not going to put any foundation on for this look because I have got foundation coming out of my ear holes, but I don't know what colour I am. I don't know what shade I'm going to be when I come out of lockdown. Like normally I'm normally quite tanned, but all of them, I'm not tanned right now, as you can see. So I don't think any of my foundations would even match with me. I don't want to like do this video and then come out looking like an Oompa Loompa. I mean, absolutely pointless. So I'm just, the foundation that I do use, like my absolute go-to is the NARS Radiant Longwear foundation, and I normally mix Valencia and Barcelona together, the shades, but honestly I don't even know what colour I'd be right now. So I'm just going to use my trusty Too Faced concealer, which is Born This Way in shade Light Beige. This concealer is everything. I literally talk about it on every single story, video, just anything that I do, I talk. How I've not got like a collaboration with Too Faced yet, honestly, please sign me up. And I will be putting this under my eyes. I have dark circles under my eyes. I actually think they're hereditary, because I could have like 20 hours sleep and I'll still have dark eyes. I've had them for like my whole life. So one of the questions is, what is your go-to makeup product? And it probably is concealer, just because, like, I don't know if you've noticed, but I've got about 20,000 spots on my chin at the minute, and it can just hide anything. Like, you could have had a good night's sleep, you could have a skin breakout. It works with any kind of mood. So I think it's concealer. Oh, another concealer that is, I actually don't know how much this is. I think it's a bit cheaper. This is the Instant Anti-Age Eraser by Maybelline. Maybe it's Maybelline. Very good. So if you want to get something, I can't even say if it's on a budget, so I don't know how much it is, but this is very good. So I'll definitely have a look if I was you. So I'm going to answer 2 questions in one. So one of the questions is, what skincare do you use? And then another one is, my skin is so dry no matter what I do, so when I wear makeup you can see the dry bits. We've all had that, definitely. And I genuinely think that the better your skin is, the better your makeup's going to look. So I use a Lumiere. I wouldn't say prescribed it, but I got put on it by my aesthetic person, so the person that does like my lips and all stuff like that. And you have to go through a clinic to get it, because it's that medical grade. So I would definitely recommend a Lumiere, because like my skin just breaks out when I don't have any, and it really does moisturize your skin. I just feel like if I do it day and night like you're supposed to do, when I wake up in the morning I just look, I'm not gonna say fabulous, but I look like I've had a really good night's sleep. And I always feel like my makeup goes on so much better. And even when I've like had my makeup done on shoots and stuff, like they always say, oh, you've got such good skin. Like even if I've got like a spot, they say that's a blemish, but overall like your skin's good. So yeah, I would definitely recommend investing in some skincare. I used to use, I still use it to be fair, but the brand Kiehl's. I used to use the Midnight Oil. I don't really like mixing brands when it comes to skincare, so I'll only use that now if I've got like if I've run out of my Lumiere. But I would say that Kiehl's is really, really good for dry skin. You only need a little bit. It's pretty expensive, but it lasts a long time. And I read that Kim Kardashian swears by it, so of course I would do anything the Queen says. I also just saw a message that said, how do you prep your face? I use plain moisturiser. That's completely fine, because I used to use the Nivea, like just the blue Nivea, and then that was fine for my skin. I never used to break out with that. But I think your skin does change over time with seasons. I noticed that I used to get so many breakouts when I was using the Underground in London all the time, like every day. I used to get the worst breakouts. So I think sometimes you need to change your skincare depending on what's going on with your skin, but plain moisturiser is fine. Listen, boys, their skincare routine is soap and water. So I mean, if they can do that, we can do anything. Oh, best tips for a no makeup look. That's the hardest look, which is crazy because you're using less products, but I find it genuinely so much easier to do a full glam smoky eye than I do to do a no makeup. So unfortunately I can't answer that question because I've not mastered it yet. Now this is a tip that I got from my Love Island comrade. Can you even say that? I don't think that's a bad word. My Love Island bestie, Leanne, who told me, she did actually tell me, I was just watching one of her makeup tutorials, that once you've put your concealer on, just leave it for a bit, just to let it set. And honestly, she's changed my makeup game. So, like I said, with my under eye, and being like self-conscious about it, like the longer you leave it, when you go to put like your setting powder on, it just doesn't move. So I'd love to claim that tip, but it's actually my girl Leanne. What do I use to contour? Really need help. Well, currently I use like just powder. I just do like the usual bronzer on the cheekbone, only because most makeup artists that I've worked with or seen on YouTube, they always use liquid or like cream, but I haven't mastered it. I just end up looking dirty, to be honest. And I have got every product under the sun, because every time I do like a makeup shop, I always buy like stuff to do creamy contouring with, but I just can't do it. I have used the Bobbi Brown foundation stick. I'm not too sure what the colour was. I've got it here. Oh, I have. In Warm Honey. Oh my god, should I just try it? I'll just try it. Oh, I'm scared. I'm scared. Lisa. God, Lisa just asked me. See what you've done. I honestly want like an eyelid lift, because they crease straight away. So annoying. I was actually meant to do this video last week, but my skin was having an absolute rebellion on me. I was thinking, how are you letting your team down? FYI, I've noticed that this light really makes me look pale. I promise you I'm not this pale in real life. Right, so here goes the creamy contour. Lisa, if this all goes wrong, it's your fault, love. And also, while I'm here, I'm going to answer the question, have you ever struggled with your mental health? Because then that also ties in with why I didn't do this video last week. So, I have, like probably everyone in the country, gained weight during lockdowns. I mean, I say lockdowns because it's been going on for I don't know how long now. And I've not really been too fussed. Well, no, that's an absolute lie. I have been fussed about it. But I'm very aware also that I've not been going to the gyms because obviously they've been shut. And so, although I have been fussed about it, I know that as soon as I go back to the gym, then it will just come off like usual. But since the announcement's been made that obviously lockdown's going to be gradually coming to an end, and hopefully for good now, I have been trying to lose weight and been very kind of sensible with it. I've not done anything drastic. I've just been kind of, I don't drink fizzy drinks at all anymore. I've actually given up meat also by accident, because I just didn't fancy anything like meaty for like a week and a half. And then I realised that I hadn't eaten meat for that long. I thought, oh my god, let me just see how long I can keep it up for. And now it's literally been like a month now. So I thought, oh, just carry on with that. And I've just been making like good choices. I've not really been exercising too much at all. So it's literally purely been just from what I've been eating. And then I ended up losing 4 pounds by doing that in about 2 to 3 weeks. I lost that. And I lost that by, I noticed that I lost it just from weighing myself and keeping a diary of my weight. And then last week, I started to weigh myself every day. And in 2016, 2017, I had a really bad relationship with food. I don't really like to call it an eating disorder, mainly because I think I'm just a bit in denial. I don't even know why I just laughed then. But essentially I did have a eating disorder. Oh my god, I can't even say that. I can't even say the words. And I got into some really, really bad habits, like terribly unhealthy. Like I would literally be happy if I could go as long as possible without eating, and I feel like I've accomplished something. And then if I'd eat something, I'd feel like I'm an absolute failure. And I would be like weighing myself constantly, and I got really, really, really skinny. And then I got to a certain point where I was going on a night, it was my birthday actually, I was going for a night out on my birthday, and I ordered a size 6 jumpsuit, and I put it on and it was too big. And then it was only then, oh my god, I'm getting like, out of breath and everything. This is anxiety, guys. I put a size 6 jumpsuit on and it was too big. And I remember looking in the mirror thinking, like, all my life I've wanted to be skinny, and now I'm skinny and I don't know how to stop it. Like, I didn't know how to fix the position that I was in. It had taken over my whole life. And like, friends would always say to me, like, there's a problem here, like, you've got a problem. And I'd be like, no, I haven't. Like, I wish, like, I'm so big, like, because I was always the big girl out of my friends. And it was only after I got to such a low point and realised that no matter what weight I am, I'll always feel like that. Like, no matter what I look like, I always still feel like the fat friend. So then I started like working out, and then I'd be putting weight on from working out, and I felt so good about that. It took a while for me to feel good about that, and I would eat more because I'd want to go to the gym, but if I went to the gym on an empty stomach, I would feel really faint and dizzy. So I'd eat purely just to allow me to go to the gym. And then I kind of fixed myself. And I've never really thought back to that period in my life until now, when I started losing weight again and realised that, like, last week was a really bad week. I think, to be fair, it was a really bad week for everyone. There was a lot on the news, a lot of bad stuff on the news. I'd recently started like tweeting again, and I realised that's actually really a toxic place. That you don't have to be getting trolled just for Twitter to be toxic, because it's basically just, Twitter to me, it's just basically loads of people arguing with each other, and I got so wrapped up in it. And then I'd be weighing myself, and it was just really bad. But the good news is I've actually acknowledged that it's bad rather than letting it consume me, and I've accepted that what I was doing last week wasn't healthy. So it's Monday. Oh, I did weigh myself. I did weigh myself this morning, but I won't be doing it again. So yeah, full disclosure, because I feel like it's almost my responsibility now. I've got the platform that I have. Although I do really value my privacy, it's almost not okay if I go through certain things, can come out of them, but then don't share my experience or don't share how I managed to get myself out of it, because the chances are there are multiple girls that follow me on Instagram that could be going through exactly the same thing and feel like they're on their own. So I feel like it is my responsibility to not be perfect and to explain how I'm not perfect and acknowledge it. So yeah, that is why this video didn't get done last week, because I was a shit show. And to answer the question, have you ever struggled with your mental health? I did last week, but I'm trying to be as productive as I can, and that's why I'm doing this video for you now. So I hope you appreciate it. Just FYI, this is my absolute go-to setting powder. It's Too Faced Peach Perfect, and honestly it's just amazing, especially for dark circles, because I feel like it doesn't cake up. So yeah, really do recommend that. Other products I live by is the Anastasia Beverly Hills powder palette, and I just brush that on top of my cheekbones. This is just basically just to give your face some structure. No one wants to go out looking like a potato. I'm now going to put a little bit of bronzer. This is the Hoola, Benefit Hoola one, and just kind of go over the same space, but I'm going to blend this more in. And then I'm just going to use the smallest bit of, this is the Huda Beauty Banana Bread Easy Bake Loose Powder. So one of the questions that I've had is my overall view on the Meghan and Harry drama, and I've had that quite a few times. and like my opinion on the interview and things like that. I mean, to be completely and openly honest with you, I think that it is family drama. We all have family drama. If you don't, you're lying, or you've got a really boring family, or your family thinks you're the problem and they talk about you. So my actual opinion is I don't think that they should have done the interview, because they would have known that the royal family can't really respond, and it's a very personal matter. So I don't feel like you can't have an opinion on something that isn't a fact, because no one knows the facts. Like, this kind of goes back to my Twitter arguments or discussions last week, where the whole place was basically loads of people arguing over things that they don't actually know as fact, because no one knows what goes on behind closed doors. In regards to like the racism claims and claims about like not supporting Meghan's mental health, of course things like that most definitely needs to be looked into. They're things that the royal family are infamous for. I mean, they didn't help Diana with her mental illness, and I won't name any names, but there are certain royals that have a history of saying racist things that are just mind-blowing. So things like that definitely need to be looked into. And there were other things as well, like what was one of the things that she said? Oh, the thing about the wedding, like it was just the three of them, her, Harry and the Archbishop. Like, I'm pretty sure that's illegal, because in London, what was I talking about? In the UK, you need a witness. And I'm sure the Archbishop has come out and said that was just a rehearsal. So it's things like that, that aren't, that can't be true. So I don't know. I just think things like racism, bullying, mental health not being taken seriously, most definitely needs to be investigated. In terms of everything else, I feel like I can't really have an opinion on it, because I don't know the full story. And I'm pretty sure Meghan will have a truth. Members of the royal family will have a truth. Kate, William, Harry will all have their truths. And then the actual truth will be somewhere in between all of that. So I'm going to leave it for Twitter to argue about. I do feel sad for William and Harry, because I have watched loads of Diana documentaries in my time, let me tell you. She was a queen. And it's really sad to think that they've got like a situation going on, because I feel like they've only really got each other. So I hope that they can sort that. And Meghan and her dad, like that was another thing that I said on Twitter, where people was like, no, you should cut out toxic family members. Like, of course. And I probably am a little bit biased when it comes to the whole daddy and daughter relationship, because obviously my dad passed away. But it does make me really sad, and I really hope that Meghan and her dad can move past it, because you only get one life. You only get one dad, and it's very short. Oh God, look at me getting emotion. Anyway, let's talk about Keeping Up with the Kardashians. No, that'll make me even more sad, because that's going to be ended soon. It's actually made me realise how sad I am that I'm devastated that the fact that Keeping Up with the Kardashians is ending. Oh, I can't tell you how many times I've been told this. So someone said, girl, do you know that you are the image of Jessica in Married at First Sight? I've had so many people say that to me, and I didn't watch Married at First Sight, but I've looked at it, and every now and then I look at her and I'm like, yeah, maybe. Oh, a few people have asked me what my go-to perfume is. I love Tom Ford, I think it's called Salil. I love that, but there was this one night that I was very drunk and I was sick and I was wearing that perfume. So now every time I smell it, it reminds me of that day. I've kind of ruined it for myself. But another one I like is Creed. God, I can't remember. It's Creed in a gold bottle. I think it's unisex. I love that. What's it called? Begins with M, I think. That's unreal. And then I recently bought YSL Libra. Really nice as well. Very feminine. Gucci Bloom. I normally just mix loads together to be complete. Someone asked, any new makeup hacks you learned in the villa? Yes. To do a full face in 15 minutes. Because you are in a rush 24/7. Someone's asked me if I've had microblading, and I haven't. I'm actually not very good with my eyebrows. I always end up like overfilling them. So I use At Home Tint, and the brand is Highbrow, and I use it in dark brown, and that's good. That lasts a good few weeks. And then I also use, so I do that, and then I go over them in Rimmel, Hazel and dark brown. So I use the dark brown on the end and then the hazel just to fill in there. I've had a lot of questions about what products I couldn't leave the house without, and I suppose just the like normal ones would be lip gloss and things like that. But when I go on a night out, I feel like a lot of girls will be the same. They do like they've got to have like the essentials in their bag, and then mine would be a beauty blender, a bronzer brush, powder, and a powder brush. So this person has said, I admire women like you who speak up about what is right, like recent events of BLM, women's rights, bullying, etc. But how do you cope if someone close to you holds bigotry opinions? For example, older generation family members. I find it hard to educate without conflict. I suppose I'm pretty lucky in the sense that my friends hold the same or pretty similar opinions to me, but we don't all hold the same opinion. And I think that's mainly because we've not all had the same experience in life. So although I think some opinions can be extremely bigoted and so out of touch with current day, I think a lot of it is from just miseducation and just, I don't even know how to explain it, because I'm very lucky that my family, especially growing up, like my dad was raised in an Irish household, and there was a lot of discrimination against Irish people back in the day. So my dad was aware of what that was like. So I was never brought up in a home that held like racist opinions or anything like that. So that's probably why I hold the opinions that I do today, because it was never, I was never around that. And I can imagine how these older people that are now holding these opinions, that was probably what they was around. So I'm not absolutely not justifying it at all, but I just think that it is more miseducation rather than out and out bigotry. So even take the, do you know what's really interesting? I've let me just get my next makeup item before I start my next conversation. I'll use this. Like you said about Black Lives Matter, I was very vocal about my opinions on Black Lives Matter, and honestly hearing some people like, yes, but all lives, like, it's just point missed. It wasn't about that at all, and I was completely for the Black Lives Matter movement, always have been, always will be. I was brought up in a very multicultural society, very multicultural community. It's just all I've known. So a huge supporter of Black Lives Matter, but I've only just recently realised now, after everything that's been going on with like women's rights, violence against women, the Reclaim These Streets movement. It's only after kind of going through that and having my own experience with like harassment and things like that, and then seeing men on Twitter again saying yes, but it's not all men, it's really made me understand Black Lives Matter on a different level to what I thought I understood it on. Like I said, I was always a supporter of it, but it's only now that I feel like I understand it so much better. And it's almost a little bit embarrassing for me to admit that it took that for me to get to this level. No, it isn't all men, and no, it isn't all police officers, and no, it isn't all white people, but it's not enough to say, well, it's not me. You have to be vocally supporting women and Black Lives Matter and things like that. So yeah, if there's one good thing that I can take from the events of the past week, it's that I do feel like I've got such a better understanding. So yeah, Reclaim These Streets, wow. The stuff that was happening in Clapham on Saturday, on the weekend. Woo! That was wild stuff. I mean, I understand it is coronavirus times and we're living in a pandemic and social gatherings aren't allowed and whatnot, but sometimes there are things that are just, you can't just sit back. I worked in Brixton where Sarah Everard went missing just before I went into Love Island. I was working there for 2 years, but even prior to that I was working in the area for about 5 years, and it was just so close to home. And I was having this conversation with my mum yesterday when she said, obviously, like, sexual harassment, catcalling and all of this, like, violence against women, like, none of this is new. Why do you think this one, it's obviously good that this conversation is now happening, but what do you think the tipping point was? And I don't know whether maybe it was the reason, it was because it was a police officer that allegedly, I'm saying allegedly because I don't want to sit there and go, he done it and then my video gets taken down, but you know what I mean. That's been charged, that's it. I don't know if it was a police officer that's been charged with it that made it worse. I don't know, but I'm completely for the Reclaim These Streets movement and violence against women. 97% of women have experienced sexual harassment. That means that in a room of 100 women, there is only 3 people that haven't. Come on, guys, we need to do better than this. Even, oh, do you know what? Even to the point where on, when was it? Friday. So this was, can't remember what happened the day before. I think it might have been the day after they'd found Sarah's body. I was walking to the underground station where I live and I had headphones in, listening to nothing, but I just like having headphones in because then people might not, when I say people I mean men, might not try and talk to you. And so I was walking and there was these 3 men that were sitting having lunch, and one of them said to the other one as I was walking past, "Course, she'd need the morning after pill after I finished with her." And I looked at him as if to say, "Excuse me?" And then he went, "What?" As if to say, like, how dare you be opposed to me saying that to you. It's just like, that was a day after, and this conversation regarding like sexual harassment, that's sexual harassment. Saying that to me is sexual harassment. I don't owe you politeness after saying that to me. It's, I can only assume that these 3 men didn't have daughters, but it shouldn't take having a daughter to understand that saying something like that to someone is unacceptable on all levels. Like, I'm so vocal about things like this now, and I don't even know why I'm like saying these things now, because I've experienced this multiple times and more. Like, it's so bad. Oh, I don't know why my voice is crackling there, but I really do wish that I had gone to Clapham on Saturday, regardless of the rules and regardless of what transpired with the police, I just wish that I was there. I hope that answers your question. I am in no way like an eyeshadow connoisseur. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. I throw a colour on my eyelid and then I just blend. Like, I actually ain't got a clue what I'm doing. Blend, honey, blend. Does anyone else just randomly start talking in an American accent? Because me and my friends, like me and one of my best mates, Emma, I feel like we only talk in an American accent, and then when she had her baby, like, we had to like actively stop because we were so concerned that the baby was going to grow up with an American accent. Luckily she hasn't. Then I like to go over my cheek with NARS Orgasm Blush. What the hell was that? I don't know why I'm talking like that. Once I've done that, I go to my trusted Dole Beauty Champagne and Supernova palette. This I've been using for literally years. One of the questions is, not really makeup, but do you have lip filler? I do. Some people absolutely love it, some people absolutely despise it, and some people despise people that have it, which is so weird because, like, they're my lips, bro. But yeah, I have it. I've been having lip filler since 2016. Now, what I also live by is setting spray, but like with like bronzer in it. So I use Iconic London and then the Bella Mianta one. This is the Maura Higgins one, I believe, yeah. I use loads. Someone has asked for a hair tutorial video. That's actually coming. I'm going to do one with one of my favourite hairstylists, James Johnson, who's done my hair on multiple occasions and he's just the best. So we've already spoke about this, so we're going to do like a video and ask people to send in what looks they most want to see, and then we'll do that. So we have to wait because right now he can't come up my house because of lockdown, so we've got to wait until the restrictions are lifted, but that is coming. I only really use eyeliner to hide the gaps if there is any when I'm putting lashes on, so I go in the corner. So I've not put flicks at the end of my eyeliner because I'm absolutely shocking it. Like, one goes absolutely unreal, then the other one looks like he's on his way home from a night out. And I don't really use mascara, so for the questions where people have asked me what mascara I recommend, I don't really use any. I use this, which is the Pixie Lower Lash Mascara, just because I like a lower lash. And then I just put this on my top lashes because I've got quite fair lashes, so that when I put fake lashes on, like, they really stick out, so like blonde. The ones I'm going to use today are Dole Beauty ones, and these are really good as well. I've already worn these. So I've cut them already, but I do tend to cut lashes. I think everyone has to, don't they? Everyone's got different eye shapes. When you've got your eyelash on, look how different it look. Don't be like scared to move it around when it's on your eyelid, but just drag it along. Drag that. So as you can see, both eyelashes are now on. What I love putting on is this, or I mean, you can get from, I suppose, any make, but I've got Pixie Beauty and Rimmel, and it's like a brightener, so you put it as an eyeliner for your under eye, and it just makes your whole eye look brighter. And then I use my Pixie lower lash, which is unreal. I always, like, I love putting mascara on my lower lashes, but I just find that using a normal brush just ends up going everywhere. So So tip for separating eyelashes, if you're doing them and they go like a bit clogged up, is brush them through with a clean like eyelash brush after, and then it should like separate them. I actually haven't got one here, so apologies, but yeah, that's a good tip to use. Oh, I do! I'm lying! Yeah, so just a brush like this, and then just brush them through. Going onto my chest area. I don't know why I've just done like that. This is the Bella Mianta Maura Higgins bronzing palette, and I just like to go onto my chest. And I mean, girls, we've all been guilty of having a face and neck two separate colours, so this is really good because I feel like this is probably a little bit too bronzed for your face, but perfect for the bod. I love body makeup. Once I've finished all my makeup, I get a makeup wipe and I wipe off my foundation lips. The fact that we never used to do this when we were younger, I'm saying we, I'm just hoping that no one else done it because I definitely didn't. I just don't know how we used to go out and have that all on our lips. And then another thing I do, please don't judge me, okay? I get the end of like a really thin brush, I pull it on there and I go up my nose. Why am I doing this on YouTube? Please don't judge me. I get so much makeup in my nose. I mean, after the amount of coronavirus tests that I've done for like filming and that, that's nothing, okay? My back is broke. I sit like a 90-year-old. So I am obsessed with lip liners, and my favourite is definitely Dull Beauty. And also the Maura Higgins Inglot ones are really good as well. This is Maura Higgins, I keep going to call it flavour, I don't know what colour it is. Heat, it's called Heat. Morph lip liners are really good and they are really affordable as well. I think they're like £5–6, but I always find that they go out of stock really quickly with like the really nice shades, and like they take ages to come back in stock. And like I love MAC and things like that, but you'd never catch me spending £20+ on a pencil. It's not gonna happen, I'm sorry. And then I'm gonna use my everyday lipstick, and that is the Dull Beauty Doled Out. So I'm gonna give myself one more spritz of setting spray because I'm obsessed. Thank you so much for watching my video. We got really deep there. That wasn't kind of in my plan. I was just gonna make it light-hearted, but I'm just a deep bitch. What can I say? Like I said, I do want to do another video this week, which I will drop on Sundays. Please put your video suggestions in the comments and then I'll have a run through them. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. I don't know what this makeup looks like in this light. From what I can see, fucking fierce. I'm joking. Thank you for watching and please subscribe and like the video.